Asia's only platform which gives equal voice to all multifarious arms of Indian media and entertainment industry. A special welcome to our friends from Canada, our partner country for this year. As you all know, a few years ago, the Indian and Canadian government signed a crucial audiovisual cooperation treaty that helps producers from both the countries exchange technical, artistic, and marketing expertise. Art and culture is a catalyst of bilateral bonds, and we are delighted by the presence of the Canadian delegation this time. It has been 18 years since we started out, and what a journey it has been. Of landmark of policies reached, you just had audiovisual depicting that. Impending measures have been tabled. Challenges have been overcome. Market trends analyzed, and most importantly, relationship being built and strengthened. These relationships over the years have transformed the media and entertainment landscape of the country and placed India firmly on the world map. With the Indian entertainment industry breaking new ground, evolving and reinventing itself, Ficci Frame has been a steady and constant cheerleader, supporting the industry with advice.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Your Excellency, Mayor of Toronto, Mr. John Tory, Mr. Nadir Patel, Honorable Secretary, Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Ajay Mittal, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Mr. Sudhanshu Pandey, Mr. Pankaj Patel, Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra, friend Didar Singh Ji, Ms. Jacqueline Fernandez, friends from the world of media and entertainment. Before I put in my two-bit in front of you, I think a loud round of applause is in order for the 18th year of Ficci Frames. And for the incredible team of Lena and her colleagues who made it possible year after year. In this country, we all know we often create great things, but for them to grow from strength to strength is not an easy one. And for that, the tribute must be paid to Lena and her team. Thank you, Lena. Keep up the good work, please. The theme, as Mr. Patel pointed out, is digital divide or a digital dividend. I'm sure we will all hear a lot from you in the next couple of days about it. But personally, I find predicting the future to be a tricky business, especially when it involves the adoption of new technology. Just a year ago, at this very venue, there was a lively discussion on digital adoption. Less than a year, we are past the tipping point in this country. The distance that India has traveled in adopting internet-based behavior is nothing short of remarkable. From buying goods and services to ordering in, we seem to have done it all forever in this country. India is now one of the largest markets for mobile applications, be it by volumes of downloads, consumption of video, or e-commerce, for which it seems to have already emerged as the next big frontier. On the other hand, the conversation last year was about how many more unicorn startups will we see in India. This year, it seems it is about how many lame horses will the sector will have digital giants like Netflix and Amazon Prime. The story of bottomless war chess may or may not be true, but it does give us a sense of the competition that they see from homegrown digital enterprises, not just the likes of Hotstar, but others including Voot, Ditto, and many more. If there is one thing we know for sure, it is that this year we will see a lot more lively activity on this front. The technology that some of us have introduced in this country is as good, if not better than the best in the world. Combined with the reset in cost and quality benchmarks led by the likes of Reliance Jio, this has driven the adoption by the Indian consumer at a breathtaking pace. But while we celebrate this rapid growth, for this group of creative business people, today I would like to point out a somewhat disturbing trend that I notice. Bear with me. a trend that in the long run is likely to undo a lot of gains that we have made in the last few decades. I'm concerned if the Indian creative mind is in a position to respond to the pace of technological change with an equally rapid evolution in its creativity. Conservative. Even a word like, forgive me for using it, Sali, has to be silenced in a film. The city names must be absolutely correct and contemporary. And of course, do not go anywhere near discussions of women's issues, let alone female security.
More Collywood, we need more Mollywood, we need more Sandalwoods, and we want them all in what is the most diverse city in the world. You may have seen recently when the Mayor of London, and it was a wonderful thing for the world that he was elected, Mayor Khan, in the city of London by the people there, and he declared himself to be the mayor of the most diverse city in the world, and the BBC, as only they could, went off to check that out. And they came back and had said, no, he was sadly mistaken, that the most diverse city in the world was Toronto. And we're proud of that. Our city's been built. Our city has been built by people, including those from South Asia, who have come in such large numbers. 51% of the people who live in the city of Toronto were born outside of the country. This is something that is unprecedented, and it is something where our way of life is on display every day, where we embrace people because they're different. And we embrace people because they come from somewhere else and bring new ideas and new approaches and new beliefs with them to our city. And frankly, we want to have it all. We want to have that, and we want to have that combined with more activity on the part of this industry in our great city. And I can tell you that we bring to the party, as it were, a great, experienced, energized talent pool of people that are familiar with television production, digital production, visual effects, every aspect of the industry that are represented here. We bring partnerships, including our unions, for example, who are represented here with us on this mission, part of our delegation as evidence of how we work together as partners. Now, some would say that all that means it's not about the money. I've learned it's always about the money in some respects. I came from the media and entertainment business, and I know that it is about making money, among other things. And I just want you to know that to the extent as well that we have very generous financial incentives provided by the Ontario and federal governments, making us one of the most competitive production jurisdictions in the entire world, what we want to do is we want to work with you to plan ahead so you can take advantage of those financial incentives that are available, because they can't just be received at the drop of a hat, but they can, with a little bit of careful planning, be made available to you to make it even more attractive for you to come and do business with us in Toronto. And we offer secure financial institutions, government supports, ease of navigating, and we've seen everything from a television series of all kinds, digital productions, gaming products, and feature films, of course, produced very successfully in Toronto. So I look here today, and we're here to say that we want to have a partnership between Toronto and India. It's a partnership of enterprise and creativity and talent and experience, and yes, money, so that we can produce content of all kinds, but in particular produce Indian content of all the kinds that I made reference to, Indian content for the world, because you want to find more and more ways to showcase unparalleled commitment as well to customer service. So when you come to Toronto, you'll have not only all of the talent and all of the financial incentives, but you will have us in your corner saying we are going to make it easy for you to produce whatever it is you've come to produce in terms of film and other creative industries. So I am looking forward to a new slate of projects that will come and be with us as partners in the City of Toronto, opening a new chapter in the great history of this industry, which has such a fantastic global reputation, but also a great new chapter in our history of an industry that is growing in importance, billions of dollars taking place of production in the City of Toronto, and we're looking forward to having all kinds of screen-based and other digital entertainment working with you in partnership. I hope, as High Commissioner Patel said, if you haven't been to Toronto, you will come and visit. If you come and visit, please come and see me and the other councillors. We will make sure that you're shown a good time, and we will make sure that you understand what a great place it is to produce creative content and how much we're looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Tory, and thank you for us today. And I'm sure that all of you will do business and actual collaboration with us as this happens. Now, as part of our activity, and you heard this mentioned a little earlier also, we always do a report with KPMG that's really the benchmark for the industry. So may I request the dignitaries to now kindly release the report, and may I also request KPMG representative here to final words. Thank you very much. He is chair of our film forum. Please, let's welcome him.
Dear friends, good to see you year after year and in strong numbers. And this only goes to reassure all of us that we are on the right path with the Ficci movement. Once again, we have a load of subjects, ideas, challenges in front of us, and I'm sure next 3 days will be absolutely great fun, and a lot of thoughts will get exchanged, and we shall all act upon them. A lot has been said about the censor and censorship in this country today. I'm very happy that Mr. Murthy is in the room, and between him and me, we were part of the Benegal committee, and we gave it 5 months. And if to break the suspense, what we've recommended is we need to abolish censorship. In complete clarity, there are no ifs and buts. There cannot be a scissor anymore in this great country if we need to preserve the freedom of expression. So the recommendation is to introduce certification based on age, but no censorship whatsoever. Very sincere thanks to all of you for having graced this occasion and supported Ficci Frames. Without you, it does not happen. I think the men on the podium are just a mere reflection of the collective consciousness of the room, and that's where the podium draws its strength from. Thank you very much for coming back again and again in such healthy numbers and energy. Whenever I walk into this room, what really gets to me is the energy. India right now is a land of dreams. We have the great Indian dream, a land of opportunities, and there's so much to be accomplished, and we're going to do that. But we really cannot do that with meaningful partnership. So, sir, thank you very much from coming over from a faraway land, but you're very close to our hearts. Thank you very much for each delegation member from Canada. 3 cheers. For being here. I hope you have a great time. I hope you come back again and again. We have a saying called Athati Devo Bhava, which actually I was trying to understand the meaning. It means come back. My dear friend, my guest, do come back. So, yes, we need to make money. I totally agree. But I beg to differ at what cost. We need to create content. Yes, we are. We will create content. We will be imaginative. We will preserve our tradition. We will look into the future. But I think where we are failing is we are failing the nation is to take the content to the people of the country. So unless, sir, we start a revolution and the beginning of people's theaters in this country, all that we create will have very little meaning. Today at the breakfast with you, I actually heard myself saying that piracy is good. And I said, oh, what have I said? Where did this come from? That there should be piracy. And why did I say that? I was a bit angry with myself, and then there was a moment of self-realization that at least with piracy, the people of this country are getting to see what they deserve any which way, because we haven't provided it to them. Sorry to use this reverse logic, but the point I'm trying to say is we need to build theaters and cultural centers for the people of this country, where I can take my mother, my sister, my wife, or they can take me, sorry, and at a reasonable cost, in a healthy and a clean environment, which Ficci was at the helm of the multiplex revolution. Ficci was at the helm of so many other things, and I'm extremely confident that Ficci will be at the helm of this new age of cinema exhibition in India, which, if I may term, will be the people's theaters, set all across the country, and the numbers And we're going to beat China, not to worry. A lot of us quote China all the time. That's not an issue. It's great to have good and healthy competition. At least there are milestones. So we're going to do that. So yes, and I hope all of us in this room actually believe that we're going to do that. And unless you believe, we're not going to do it. So we need to take the country along and not just 0.3 or 3% of the 100 billion we keep talking about. I have to thank our committee chairman, Mr. Uday Shankar, not for just supporting us, but for leading us from the front, for showing us the way, for his terrific ideas and bold thinking. He has not only been an architect of one of the most successful media M&E organizations of this country, but what he's also done for all of us is that he's been a thought leader. So, sir, please keep leading us. It's very important. Thank you, Mr. John Howard Torrey. Thank you once again. Thank you, Mr. Patel. And sir, now that you're here from Delhi and we brought you down with great persuasion, and since I believe finally we managed to convince you yesterday, we won't let you off so easily. Let me promise you that. And what I may suggest very humbly is if we can, within the whole thing, create like an action committee of 3-4 people who meet every fortnight, because it's a long road. It cannot be just, we cannot fix meetings and then have meetings to have meetings. We have to define agendas. We have to approach it in a structured manner. And then maybe every quarter we review what had happened every fortnight, and we can provide representation from each stakeholder from our industry. And under your guidance and your leadership, we really look forward to, I won't call them issues. Somebody told me, so what are the issues in front of you? I said, we have no issues whatsoever. We have opportunities. I look at abolishing censorship as an opportunity. I don't look at it as an issue. We have to do it, and this generation will have to. So let's give it the next 3 years, and fortnight after fortnight, and let's see where we get. So on that note, once again, I'd like to thank everybody, people who come from far away land, parts of this country. Leena ma'am, you're the pillar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That takes us to the close of the inaugural. Sorry for being delayed on the rest of the sessions, but we'll start right away. Leena, would you like to start the next session?
The local enforcement authorities on all complaints related to IPR issues.
So one more question on the issues around censorship, in particular on the threats of violence to filmmakers, recent incidents of sets being set on fire, and so on and so forth. You responded to that question in the morning, so when it was raised in the opening session, you responded to that by alluding to the law of the land, saying that there are self-appointed guardians of morality, but there is the law of the land, and you
instantaneously by saying something. I mean, this was not just theory. The last political campaign, the major role of the news media was to amplify news from one individual. So everyone is a content company. I think that's the first thing. That leads into a second observation, which is platforms which take advantage of connectedness across consumers typically enjoy these winner-take-all dynamics or exponential growth rates, which will always outpace traditional growth in content industries. And the third is this blurring of industry boundaries, which I think many people have referred to, where what we call content and distribution and platforms or hardware and software, I mean, it's essentially now one game. We're basically all playing in the same space. I mean, what struck me over the last 10 days, I was just reading news feeds, is the extent to which Twitter, Apple.
Mithil Saab, I hope it's not unfair to you and to your colleagues in all the government departments. It's just a comment which Ficci and all of us sitting here should address. Fringe elements is always spoken about. They will continue. Jallikattu was the largest fringe element in Tamil Nadu. 70% of the people who went for the protest have never seen a Jallikattu in their life in Tamil Nadu. So now Maharashtra is reworking the bullock cart. Now you'll ask me, what's the relevance to my question? If this happens in the media and the entertainment field, I think we are asking for a larger political resolution to what can happen in the next 5 to 10 years. That's just my thing. I want to leave my thoughts with you, because majoritarianism of the Jallikattu got the central government to respond within a couple of days.
Right. We just have time for one more question. Yes, over there. Short questions, so we have to wrap up. We're running behind time.
Okay, Siddharth, I would like to know, because you mentioned about creative people have started self-censoring themselves. Now tell me, you are part of Disney, and what happens when Disney, is working on a film project? Are you not, Disney also doesn't go through a process of self-censoring in order to ensure that it gets certain kind of rating, from the rating agencies? Is it not the fact that you also modify your content in order to get it passed from certain rating agencies, whether in UK or in US? This is a question.
Yeah, so I got the question. I'm actually not at Disney anymore, so I've turned independent producer, but I will answer your question. You are absolutely right when you say that a company like Disney would do a certain amount of self-censorship, because the Disney brand stands for certain values that they would like to depict in their movies. Versus another studio which is sort of content agnostic, which doesn't only make family-friendly movies, but would make movies that maybe cater to a youth audience, where they want to be slightly edgier, etc. I'm very heartened that the Secretary actually has clarified that we as an industry should not be looking at self-censorship, and that's something we would not like to be doing. But I think we're all responding to the current environment that exists, where unfortunately there are certain fringe elements, and as the Secretary rightly put it, you're not going to be able to apprehend in advance what they might or might not do and how their reaction might be. What I think as an industry we are looking for is, when these events do occur, a very strong statement from the central as well as the state government, wherever this has occurred, very strongly condemning this act. Because if someone is, for example, slapped on the set of his film, or a set is destroyed, what I think we would like is the signals to be sent out that this is completely unacceptable, though obviously we know it is, but it bears repeating, because if that doesn't happen in a very, in a very timely manner, then you run the risk of emboldening these fringe elements by them believing that the content is being tacitly condoned. So I think it is very important for a very strong statement to go out from whoever the authority is at that point of time, that this will not be accepted and strict action will be taken.
Right, thank you very much. On that note, sir, we have to wrap it up.